when you start anything, when you start out on a path to anywhere, whether it be to learn something new, to create a business, to become more in shape, the first step, the first day, the first minute, okay, you're excited. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kick ass, right? And the next day comes and you're like, man, this is a little tougher. And then you take another step and another step. And then what happens is the enthusiasm from the beginning of the process starts to fade out, okay? You forgot why you started. All you could think about is what's in front of you right now. All you could think about is that next grueling step, that next terrible workout, okay? And you forget the purpose of why you started. And things become monotonous. They become hard. They become miserable. You become angry. You become frustrated, all right? And guys, that is normal. Anytime you start something new, anytime you set out on a new path, anytime you move out of your comfort zone, you're gonna go through what is basically, if you could imagine, a bell curve of frustration. All right? Things are gonna you're gonna be excited, but the point is that when you get excited about something, we have natural energy that pushes us through. What happens when you start to get frustrated? What happens when you start to feel like a grind and things get grueling and they get gritty and they get tough and it gets harder to move through the process every single day? What happens then? Most people quit. We all have times of frustration. We all have times of anger. We all have times of why me? Why is this so hard for me? But at the end of the day, guys, when you start feeling that massive frustration, that massive anger, that massive irritation and massive stress, you are about to have a breakthrough. You are about to move through an area that most people can't make it through. And you've just got to keep moving. Because when you make it through that area, that's when shit gets fun. That's when you say, I'm actually doing this. I'm actually an entrepreneur. I'm actually doing okay. I'm treading water. And the reason 9 out of 10 businesses fail, guys, isn't because there's something wrong with business. It's because there's something wrong with people's mind. They don't have the ability to make it through the first curve of frustration. And along your career and along your journey in becoming great at anything, you're gonna have these curves appear over and over and over again. But you have to keep in mind, guys, that just like the old saying, goes, things are the hardest right before they get better. Things are the most frustrating right before they get better. Things are the worst right before they get better. And it's hard to remember that when you're going through it. It's hard to remember that when you owe every single creditor, when your wife or husband's yelling at you for spending too much time at work, or too much time in the weight room, or too much time on this or that or whatever. You know, it's hard to remember that things are going to get better, but they are, and this is part of the process. And all of us go through these little curves. We all do it. And guys, it's the ones who understand that things are going to improve and keep focused on the end result that make it through these curves.